Want to know how to empower people to be accountable for their decisions? Hey there, if we haven't met yet, I'm Vanessa. I work with leaders in business to bring out the best in themselves and others through shifting their mindset and shifting their behaviour. This week's topic is inspired by an email I received from a senior leader who has a team of leaders, and his frustration is that people refer or defer to their leader to make a decision on their behalf. I think at times this allows people to stand behind "wasn't my decision" and the defence mechanism, rather than take ownership and be accountable for the decision. So firstly, I think we need to look at this in light of how we created an environment where they understand what our expectation is of them when it comes to taking accountability and to making decisions. And I think the second half of that is, do they understand the consequences of not doing that? So if they are referring and deferring their decision making, what are the consequences for them? There's a difference between mentoring them and them just, palming it off to somebody else. So when they are coming back and doing that, are they living up to the expectations that we've set? And I really think that we have a responsibility as well to think of it through the cultural lens and say, in this organisation, if this is something we experience on a regular basis, then have we created a culture where making decisions and taking an accountability is something to be fearful of, because if we get it wrong, there's a negative consequence for us. So I think that we need to have those two aspects going through our minds when it comes to creating the environment to set people up to succeed. And secondary to that is, what structure do we have in place for them to make decisions and take accountability? So what I mean by that is, are we using a model for them to be able to make their decisions through? So we don't have a whole team of people creating their own decisions through their own filters, if you like. We have a model that has a set number of questions that gets them thinking about how they're going to arrive at the end result. And that model really needs to be purposeful. So it's got to be either moving us closer towards our outcome or our purpose rather than further away. I like to ask leaders, what are the consequences if everybody in the organisation did this behaviour or acted in this way or made this decision? So we need to be thinking it beyond just ourselves. It needs to be replicable. So we need to be able to do this over and over again. It needs to be applied across the range of leaders that we have in the organisation. And it needs to be sustainable. Can we make decisions in this way where it's not too complex and convoluted that everybody can jump on board? And I think finally we need to say, is it useful? Like, who else can this apply to? What kind of training might it need for people to get their heads across this? So our role when it comes to setting others up to be successful at taking accountability is really creating the environment and the structure for them to succeed. Look, I trust you gained value from this. Please give me a comment below if you want to continue the discussion, or a like and a share. And thank you for tuning in to Empowered Leadership. I look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye for now.